Book Dragons, I'm back. So sorry for my horrible voice. I am really hoping on the other side of Christmas break I will sound a lot better, but I want to film and I just keep losing my voice. I do have an appointment with my ear, nose, and throat doctor to see if there is anything they can do to help me, but it's just that I talk a lot for my job and I have talked a lot, and it's also the transition from going back to teaching in classrooms for the past 4 years to going back to teaching in an auditorium. And I just talk too much. It's really what it comes down to. So don't mind my voice. I'm fine. I feel fine. My voice is just really, really sore. So I'm actually kind of glad. Well, I'm not glad because it means I didn't read a lot of books, but I did wind up reading only 6 things in the first half of the month. That is because I traveled a little bit and it was just a busy month. I had some dental work done as well. And just life got in the way of some stuff, so I didn't wind up reading a ton, but I still want to talk through it because I hope the second half of the month will be a lot better. I am doing the Get a Clue readathon and Cassidy's challenge for the lead up to Relium, which will be, or not Relium, which Romathon, which will be next March, I think. So I'm kind of doing that to kind of see what school I'm going to be in, and I'm going to, whatever the rules say, I will do, because I tend to be very, very strict in my things. I also have a couple of readathons for December. I like to do readathons, and that's just how I think I'm going to do my TBR games in the future, just kind of do readathons because they're more fun and more motivating to me. So yeah, that's the plan. But I do want to talk through the books that I'm wound up reading, and we will get to it. I'm not going to talk that long, but the first book I finished was my first Comic-Con arc, and that is An Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson. I will attach a photo here. But you're thinking, you got an arc at Comic-Con, what happened to it? My dog ate the cover off of it, and I was like, okay, this is not pretty enough for Instagram, so I wound up giving it to my friend that I saw at YALLFest, and I really enjoyed this book. I definitely have not read A Dowry of Blood, but this was very, very interesting. I know it's pitched as dark academia, but there's definitely some supernatural elements. There's a very dangerous or luscious relationship at the heart of it. There's also a very complicated dynamic between teachers and students, which I think is very, very interesting to me to read as a teacher. But I really did like it. I thought it was very, very interesting. It was I think the Dark Academia was more at the start and less at the end, but the dual point of view were very, very interesting. The character was named Laura, which I thought was really, really funny. I never read a book with my name in it, so that was really fun. I liked the supernatural elements, and I think that if you've read A Dowry of Blood, you can kind of pick out what that is. I don't want to spoil it because I thought it was a nice reveal, and they didn't say it in the back page, the summary, so I try not to give away anything that's not in the summary. But I really liked it. I think you should definitely pick it up in 2024, which is when it comes out. It's an Orbit book, or no, sorry, it's I think it's a little, sorry, I think I misspoke. I think it's a little brown book, but I really, really liked it. I gave it 4 stars, and I definitely want to go back and read more by S.T. Gibson in the future. And normally I really struggle with the characters in Dark Academia, but I didn't mind them. Maybe it's because one was named Laura. I don't know. And then again, I haven't been struggling with reading, but I have been struggling with listening. I just haven't been able to focus on anything. And I don't know why. I think it's just because my job has been I've been doing a lot of mental things, and I think I just need to find something that's lets me just focus on what I'm doing. So I think I'm going to actually pick up so I'm going to do some Christmas crafting this weekend, and maybe that will kick me out of my rut because I'm just having a very, very hard time focusing on any audiobooks. So I literally had to restart this audiobook 5 times, but I loved it. I gave it 5 stars when I finally pushed through and listened to the whole thing. But this is called The Witch is Back by Sophie M. Morgan. I will attach a photo here. This is just a very, very cute witchy read. I think this is the perfect one. Probably one of my favorite witchy romance comedies that I've ever read. But you basically follow this main character, and she is definitely not the belle of her family, and she winds up getting asked to be in this arranged marriage with a guy, and then the guy kind of runs off and leaves her, but they're still in this relationship, and his mother starts to get really, really sick because their union has not been fortified, and they kind of have to deal with that. So it's definitely a second chance romance. It's definitely friends to enemies to more, which is my favorite trope. The world was so fun. According to Amazon, we're going to get a second book in the series following one of the other friends, and I just loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It's really, really fun. There was a dog in it, and I'm such a sucker for dogs in books, especially when the dogs have a pretty big part, and I really, really liked it. Yeah, it gave me, I wouldn't say it totally gave me Hello Stranger vibe by Catherine Center, but there was moments that kind of reminded me of that book. So yeah, 5 stars, definitely really, really like that. And I think if you're looking for a witchy read to kind of capture the end of fall, I'd pick that one up. And then Dark Academia was for one of the rooms where I had to read a book with a school setting. And then the next book I had to read a book that had like a sports setting, so I wound up picking up Chicken Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I really, really like this book. I'm gonna say it's probably gave like 4.5 stars for review. The only thing that would made this book a little better would have been dual point of view, because I feel like you didn't really get to know Nolan as well. But you follow a main character named Mallory, and she was she was really, really good at chess, but then something happened with her family and it kind of led her down a path where she never wants to do chess ever again. But when she does a spotlight competition, she winds up beating the best chess player, and he's obviously a guy, and things kind of go from there. And it was a really, really fun read. A couple of years ago I watched Queen's Gambit, and I loved it. I thought it was very, very fascinating. So just kind of seeing chess in this way was very, very fun. I don't normally like enemies to more romances. This one worked for me. Maybe it was because they were a little bit older. This was Ali Hazelwood's first foray into YA, but I'd say it's definitely upper YA, maybe like new adult. But I really, really did like it. I gave it 4 stars. The characters were great. I liked all the side characters. I think I just missed Nolan's point of view in this. Again, my voice is horrible. I apologize. But yeah, I gave this 4 stars. I definitely want to go back and read the other Ali Hazelwood books and see if I like her adult stuff as much as I liked her YA stuff, because I really did enjoy it. Let me see what I wound up reading next. Oh, I didn't do my stats. I'll do my stats at the end. And the next 3 books were just okay, I'll be honest. But I read Every Duke Has His Day by Susan Enoch, and this is another book I will attach here. I gave this book 3 stars. My dog is gonna come visit. Hi. No. Sorry. But she's gonna bite me because she wants to. Yeah, this was another like dog themed historical, but it basically followed these 2 characters. It's like the first time I ever read historical where the main point of view characters were not the male and the female. It was like 3 different guy point of views, which I thought was like very, very unique and very, very different. I like that. I don't think I've ever read a historical like that. But you basically follow a couple of men as they accidentally doorknob this dog, and they kind of tussle these 2 characters together. And I did like it. I don't think it's gonna be like a new favorite of mine, but oh my god, my dog does not cooperate. Cassie, can you stop? Sorry, she's not cooperating. Cass, stop it. Stop. Sorry, she's not listening. Cassie, you're gonna go in the cage. So yeah, 3 stars. Not a new favorite, but I did like it. It was a good listen. But again, I've been struggling with listening books, so I'm not gonna top the book for that. I just think I was struggling with my focus on that one. And another book I read while I was traveling to Yalfast was The Royal Rabbits of London. This was a book that had a non-human main character. It was a really, really quick read. I read it when I was online for Stephanie Garber waiting. And I liked it. I don't think it's going to be a new favorite. I don't think it's going to be a new favorite middle grade, but this army of bunnies decides that they have to save the queen when the queen is going to be mortified, and it was just fun. It was a really, really quick read. It had a non-human main character, and I read it pretty quickly. I don't think I'm going to continue in the series, but I had it on my Kindle when I was traveling, and it just worked for the prompt. So sometimes readathons make you pick up books you don't expect, and that was definitely one that I didn't really have a lot of expectations for, but I did wind up picking it up. And then the last book I'm going to talk about in this video is The Fire at the Exhibit by T.E. Kinsey. I will attach a photo here. If I didn't attach the other one, I'll attach the other one here too, but the last one. And one of my goals for the rest of the year is to focus on series and the books for the Goodreads Choice Awards, which I have a couple of those coming towards the end of the month. This is I'm caught up in a series for the Lady Hardcastle series, and I wound up enjoying this book. I really do like this series. I don't think it's my new favorite cozy mystery series, but it does give me historical vibes with mysteries. I like the characters, it's a fun dynamic, and I just enjoy it. So I wound up giving this one 4 stars, and I'm fully caught up on the series, and now I have to wait till next year to kind of keep going. But it was a fun read, and I'm happy that Meg from Making a Books turned the series on to me because it does work for me. Definitely not like a totally new favorite, but one that I will keep reading for sure. And then just some stats of books I read so far. I read 6 books, which is a number of 2,124 pages. I read on average about 70 pages a day, which is low, I'll be honest, but it's okay. My average page book was 354. I read a lot of fantasy this month, which is good. 1 book with ramp, 1 author I read before, a lot of new authors, 1 5-star, 3 4-star, and 2 3.5 stars, which is pretty good. 4 new releases, 1 backlist, and 0 from last year. Series breakdown, let me just see if I can find it. I started 3 series, I continued in 1, I caught up with 1, and I read 3 standalones, which is pretty good. And then I got 3 arcs, 1 from Audible, 1 from KU, and 1 owned. And then I read 1 fantasy, 1 romance, 1 YA contemporary, 1 historical romance, 1 middle grade fantasy, and 1 mystery. So pretty good for that. So yeah, that is this mini video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what are some books that you read recently and really liked. I would love to know. And I'll talk to you guys soon for my next video. Bye.